So a couple of months ago, a video was uploaded from Highlandyrr about a hide and seek event. In all honesty, I wasn't all that interested. It was not like it was important. 10,000 Robux! This was a life or death event. People came swarming in, making teams until there were a total of 46 teams. We managed to get a total of 4 members and most couldn't make it. But with them, we planned our spots. I think it's best if I record it so that would be a footage for if we do a video. We looked at a few areas of interest until... Holy shit, I've just had a genius idea, right? Alright, here's my plan, right? The plan is simple. We need to get to here without touching the floor, and from a remote location, right? And then if they come here, we simply... and we teleport all the way back here. Let me explain. The way this works is simple, so I'll demonstrate it in Minecraft. You need to get from a high place to a low place in one chain. Grab onto a pipe, and when you see a seeker, you touch the floor and activate the stasis chamber. I have no idea how I thought of this, but it was simple. If the route wasn't so complex. Getting from a high to a low place is tricky, especially without taking full damage. Luckily, we could also use zip lines, making the trips way easier. We had a look at a few areas that could work, and then... Alright, it takes time, so... Almost there. Alright, and here we are. We tried a few different ones that were just as effective. All we needed now was a team name.
What?
What? That's atrocious, bro. What the hell? They really hit you with the guess what and then chicken though, bro. They did not just do that to you. Then we hilariously fumbled our introduction by messaging them directly and ruining the reactions on our initial message. But now we had to practice, and it was brutal. I started by trying to defeat the Cruel King on the hardest difficulty, then beating the haste demo without being hit, and then... So I got forced into a test run of the event, but we got good information from that. The first being auto clutch. It's insane how useful it is when descending. Next was our pathing from pipes. If our initial position was in a zone, we would be able to escape it to get to a closer, higher place. And before we knew it, the day arrived. Alright, it is like 40 minutes before the event. Naturally, I'm terrified. I refreshed myself on strategy, even discovered new areas that could help me, and worked on camouflage. And then it was time. But the event turned out to be at 5 PM. Only me and Aaron could make the event, so we got the link at the ready and... I'm in! Am I in? I'm in! Holy sh... When we got in, okay, nothing was going as intended. No one could spawn in, and the ping was in the thousands. There's so many people. Okay, I don't think John Pizzas participate. All right, there's a stage. Let's get in the stage.
Guys, I did not expect it to be this bad. We're gonna try to fix this. Hold on. Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit. You should be able to join. So we noticed that Reborn doesn't tend to run well at 100 players, surprisingly.
30,000 error. 300,000.
Everything's running great, says Bungalow. We might have to.
Guys, we might have to just cut the server in half.
I think that's the solution, man.
GG's.
And after a small restart, we made it in. I'm in! Alright. Oh my god. Okay. Kinda. Aaron wasn't in the server. Instead, he was put into a separate public one. This was terrible news. I was all alone, and under the floor. I just clicked through the floor! But this gave us one advantage. He could do things I couldn't. He could roam around freely and test things to ensure our plan would work. So without delaying it anymore, the event started. People were dying left and right. I was still in the floor. And I'm still stuck under the floor. It wasn't until my idol,
Yo, bro, who got you smiling like that?
John
Like,
Pizza, heard my calls and saved me. But time was ticking, and I couldn't stay in shock forever. I'm free. Okay, I've managed to escape the confinements of okay. I can go to zip lines. Let's chill. I have a few minutes, so I'm like practically free. Off the bat, there were noticeable differences. The movement was horrible. It was using past movement, which was very buggy and full of jank, which explains the deaths. Oh god, this feels so weird. Because I don't hear like the sound effects of my like feet touching the floor. Okay, there we go. Finally it's loaded. Okay, not like the soft ones. Okay, like not like that. Okay. Yeah, there's no throwing at all. The crane's there. I wonder if I can get down here. But all that mattered was making it to my spot. What? I missed? Is it over? Is everything I've done for nothing? Was all of my training just futile? Is this how it really ends? Is that the Ice King? Using his stagger, but I have such a small window to dodge. The vines from my haste gameplay. I get it now. I'll make every moment matter with this one chance. Are you through? Whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god! No! Bro, I almost died. Dude, I've missed my 1P and I can... Oh my god. Dude, I missed my 1P and I was gonna die from like a really high height. And then, dude. You don't understand. Okay, yeah. Alright. I made it. Yeah, people are complaining that the One Piece is jank. Finally, I did it. Now, it was time for my practice to really kick in. This is it. All of my training. Wait, rumpies are weird, right? But I can't do them. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I just need to be really careful with how I do stuff. Here, we wait. Because I wasn't alone. This is Flynn. It was pretty chill, the other person left after a bit and I knew nothing about the both of them. Apart from the fact they weren't together. Alright, that's seeking, that's seeking. We chatted for a bit as the zones kept kicking in, though we didn't really know what it was. Nothing was said about the zones and what they are was keeping us on edge. After a bit, Highlander suggested adding another zone. I declined, of course. No one would really want that anyway. Oh! It worked! It worked! My friend, Flynn, was left behind to be found by the hunter and was eliminated. Oh my god, it worked, it worked, it worked. Oh my god, no, my friend! Oh my god! I lost him. I managed to escape! Okay, bro, shut the hell up. Dude, okay. Shortly after, an overseer asked why I changed spots, so I lied. My stress was at an all-time high, but it wasn't the end. I had to understand to survive. The zones were starting to make sense now. There were boxes placed all around the map, and if you were in them, you'd die, I think. Maybe it drains your health since there's no regeneration, which they didn't clarify, but it's fine, it's fine. But remember that zone from earlier? Well, it didn't matter anymore. From majority vote, the hunters gained the Climber 2 glove instead. This was horrible for me. They could get to me so much easier now. I had no choice but to return back to the spot. Can I do it without being detected? Okay, just need to be really careful and not get caught. I'm gonna gamble this. Right. Do I move spots? Do I move spots? Do I parkour in? Alright, I'm gonna risk it. Because if I don't make this, wish me luck, wish me luck. I'm building that.
Right now, I don't regret a thing. Things I do just make me laugh and
I'm
make
so
me
nervous,
wanna
dude.
drink.
But I have to. So, after a lot of hesitating, I began.
To work out all these troubles and what there is to gain, I'm falling over and over and over and over again now. Calling over and over and over and over again now. Over and over and over and over again now. Calling over and over and over and over again.
No! No! I fell. I grabbed onto the zip line. I grabbed onto the pipe, but it just made me die. The main reason I made this video was to talk about my experience. It was fun discussing all of these spots and having teams gather to participate, but the event felt scuffed in a few areas. The movement was one place, sure, but the biggest was the information. No one knew how the zones worked, the times, the map. It all just felt scattered. There was a bit of backlash from the event, though that's probably an understatement, which sucks because I want events like these to happen more often. I lost, but I had a fun time, and it was an experience I won't forget. Ever. Oh, alright. Bro, I got so unlucky. Okay, let me show you what I did first, right? Essentially.
You literally zoomed past you.
Yeah. Alright, let me explain. I came all the way down here. and I stayed on this. Alright. I stayed exactly on this pipe. Okay, so essentially, so I stayed on this pipe for a reason, right? If I come down here, right, and I see someone coming up from above, right? I saw him jump, like, as if he was going to look down here. So what I did was I went to the side, and then just look where I go. Oh wait, it didn't work. I used the little thing that I like to call the status chamber, right? I went from all the way from GL Tower, the one with I went all the way from there into here, and then I was able to jump off this position, and then the thing that gets me up back to the last, you know how the movement was. What I did was I tried to scale down. You do a zone, or because they decided get access to. I had to go back to like climb a 2 just to be safe. You're just like when I tried grabbing way down, or like just like disconnect from it immediately. Sometimes that happens to me. Like if you grab a pipe, yeah, bro. Yeah, that was like the most insane thing. Yeah, that's my.
Frost was talking about some people having really good hiding spots. I just want to know where those are because
I'm sure we'll see them in like if there is a video made on it, because it's a pretty big event, so I'm sure they'll make one. But they'll show like where everyone was. But dude,
there were like some crates really close to Apollo that I was thinking about hiding in, but then the zone became a thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just needed something to do. Halfway through, I was thinking about just leaving and playing Monster Hunter.
That's valid.
Bye.
Bye for now. Yeah, that was like, dude, if we played our cards correctly, and if the pipes actually worked, and the movement wasn't bad, then maybe we could have actually won. At least we'll get a fire video out of it though. I'm leaving that in. Alright, I'm gonna stop recording because it's almost like 2 hours long.